Hey guys, welcome back to Through the Screen. I'm Erika.
I'm Charlotte.
I'm Emily.
We hope you guys have been enjoying our episodes so far, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. And if you missed any of them, head on over to our channel and watch. And if you're not already, be sure to subscribe while you're there. This week, we're going to be talking about a very important animal issue, so we hope you'll follow us once again as we join together via Skype to bring you conversations through the screen.
This episode we will be bringing you an update on the Faroe Islands Grindadrap. We will also be bringing you a heartwarming story about a dog that waited patiently for 2 years to finally be rescued, and finally sharing our thoughts on this week's episode of Pretty Little Liars. First up, Faroe Islands.
So a while back in an earlier episode, the girls talked about the Grindadrap in the Faroe Islands, where up to 1,000 pilot whales are killed each year as part of a so-called Danish tradition, primarily in the months of July and August. Entire families take part in the slaughter as the water of the Faroe Islands turns blood red, and the meat is either divided up among the village or left to rot on the beach. This barbaric practice, similar to the Taiji drag hunts, take place annually, and since this year's hunting season has already begun, we just want to give you an update on the Grindadrap and what can be done to help end this cruel practice.
So I remember when we did this topic a while back and how disgusted I was over it. I had thought that Taiji was bad, and then we hear about the Faroe Islands and what they're doing there, and it's a similar thing. It's something that they see as tradition, but is really much more than that. And to see the pictures of like children standing over like rotting dead whales and like people with blood all over them is just really disgusting to see and to hear about. But from Sea Shepherd's website, I read that on July 6th, I believe it was the first killing of the season, and about 30 to 50 pilot whales were slaughtered in the first Grindadrap, and the whales were picked off from a pod of about 100 to 150. And in 2016, a new law was passed in the Faroe Islands requiring all Sea Shepherd volunteers to have a visa to enter the archipelago. So they're making it harder for them to come in and kind of document what's happening. So in response, Sea Shepherd is kind of changing their tactics in this year's campaign, which they are calling Operation Bloody Fjords, to focus more on Faroese and Danish institutions that promote this practice. So Charlotte's kind of going to talk about one thing that Sea Shepherd is trying to do to help this situation.
We recently learned that Sea Shepherd is asking Costco to end its sale of salmon exported from the Faroe Islands until the slaughter of pilot whales ends. Many big Hollywood names such as Richard Dean Anderson, Eric Balfour, Ross McCall, Shannon Doherty, and others have added their signatures to a letter sent by Sea Shepherd's founder, Captain Paul Watson, to Costco's CEO, Craig Jelinek. Sea Shepherd urges others to join as well, and we will of course link the article down below with the sample letter you can sign and email.
This week's heartwarming story is about a dog that waited longer than most to be rescued. For 2 years, Heidi Schermerhorn Wagner of South Carolina had been pleading with the owners of a dog named Jade to let her take her home. Jade had been kept behind a steel fence in a muddy backyard filled with garbage and a single pail of water that always seemed to be empty. However, even in this horrific state, Jade always came to the fence with a wagging tail ready to give kisses. Founder of a rescue organization called Boxer Butts and Other Mutts, Heidi was determined to save Jade, even though her owners refused to give her up. She cried many nights thinking about Jade's condition and even put up a photo in her rescue office hoping a solution would come. One day, Heidi got a message from Anderson County Shelter in South Carolina. When she called back, they told her that Jade had been surrendered to the shelter. Heidi immediately picked Jade up and adopted her. Sadly, Jade has a few problems from her condition, including heartworms, breathing problems, sensitive ears from bug bites, and obvious signs of abuse, but there is no longer a fence between the two. And Jade's arrival couldn't have come at a more perfect time for Heidi, who had lost her own dog that week. My favorite part of this story is a quote from Heidi where she says, "Almost 2 years I have begged and pleaded, trying to help this dog, only to be told that I would never have this dog because it was their dog. Well, guess what, assholes? She is my dog now, and she will never want for anything ever again." So we hope you all enjoyed this story as much as we did, and we will of course put a link to the article below, which also includes how you can donate to Boxer Butts and Other Mutts.
This week on Pretty Little Liars, we saw some crazy events take place and a few familiar faces return to Rosewood. So, how did we feel about this week's crazy, insane aftermath episode?
Well, the first thing I want to bring up is how good was that scene between Caleb and Spencer?
Oh
and
my
Hannah.
God,
That was unreal.
When I first watched it.
Such a good performance, especially from Tyler.
Yes,
so good.
I was like, ah!
I know, so I love that. I mean, I still want Caleb back together, but it was a really nice scene.
I mean, no, just like the whole dynamic, and even Hannah standing there and having to listen to it, and just like her tears coming down her face, and then like Spencer's like trying to get him to stop, and he just keeps going, and you're like, no, this is not
okay. I know, really.
I agree.
It was really well done, but like, I literally was kind of like, what's happening to Caleb? Because like, I picture him as like this tough guy, and then he's just crying on the other side of the door, and then I was just like, Hannah. I'm like, ah.
I know, I was like awkwardly aware that Hannah was standing there too, like listening to everything, and I was just like, damn, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, really.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So.
I don't know. But like, I think last week I brought up that it was strange that they wouldn't like just go to the police, that they would feel the need to bury Dr. Rollins. And I guess they kind of explained it a little bit, that they would kind of figure out everything and...
Well, no, they would
that they had a motive.
They would have to tell on Allie, basically. Because at the time they thought Allie killed Charlotte. So they were like, if we go to the police, we have to explain to the police why we did this. And it would be because Allie killed Charlotte, or so that guy thought, or whatever.
Yeah.
We don't even know who that guy is, by the way.
I know. Collins, he's AD, apparently. That's his initials.
That
he's some
dude named Archer.
Yeah. And Jenna knows him. What is this?
Oh, yes.
Jenna knows him.
And Miss Jenna returned.
Yes, Jenna returned. And she knows Rollins, or whatever the freak his name is. AD.
She came tapping into town like something, you know what I mean? Like, legit, like... Oh my God!
It's so great to see! Oh. Okay.
I was like... No. No. And she's just
Turn
like...
right back around.
I love Jenna, though. Like...
Oh my gosh, you would.
I love tapping in. I'm like, yeah, it's Jenna. It's Jenna. Yeah. I'm so happy.
I don't know.
I follow her on Snapchat and like, well, not Jenna, but Tammin and all of her Pretty Little Liars. I'm like, yes, you're back.
I mean, I like Tammin, but I have a love-hate relationship with Jenna, though. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't.
I feel like, though, like, for me, a lot of people feel that way about Jenna, but I feel that way about Mona. Yeah. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with Mona. Like, I really love her sometimes, and then there's some night, like, first 2 seasons I hated her guts. I was like, this girl needs to go. And then it turned out she was A, and I was like, she really needs to go. Thank God she fell off the cliff. Like, that she survives, and I'm like, God.
And now she's telling them, like, how to get rid of the car and everything. Like, Why do you know this again? Oh, yeah, you were A.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you get rid of his burner phone? What burner? What? Like...
Okay, I do have to mention something. I actually wrote this down because it stood out to me. So, do you remember, like, a few episodes back when Emily went to that car place and that lady was acting really shady and they had, like, the van? Okay, so Mona says, like, they were asking Mona where she took the car, and she said, a place that doesn't ask questions or give answers. So I'm thinking that Mona is still involved somehow.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's, like, one big A game and it's, like, Charlotte's really alive and, like, all these people are, like, still, like, alive. Like, all of a sudden,
Maya, please.
Back. Ian comes back. Maya comes back. Like, all these people randomly come back from the dead, and they're all A.
I know. No, but that really made me suspicious. I'm like, wait a minute. That sounds like that car place that Emily was at.
They're all just chilling at Ravenswood.
Seriously.
They're not dead. They're just in Ravenswood.
Yeah.
No, they're in Ravenswood hunting imaginary Caleb because he's in Rosewood.
Yeah. And I'm still waiting for Mary Drake to show up a little bit more. She kind of did a little bit.
She was like, I am in charge now. I was like, why do I feel like this is a really bad thing?
I know. It didn't sound good. Maybe she, like, you know, I feel like he was kind of calling the shots, and now she feels like she can take over or something. I actually kind of started to like her, though, but now she's kind of scaring me.
Yeah, she's like, changes every episode. One episode you're like, oh, yay. And then the next episode you're like, why is she acting so sketch?
Yeah.
Like, stop being sketch. Please.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you have the fact that, she like, just came out of nowhere. And, like, she looks exactly like Ellie's mom. She's not connected to anybody. Except for Dr. We don't know his name, Archer, some dude.
He's really a doctor.
Like, random dude.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting, like you said, I'm still waiting for the Ren connection.
I know, I am too. British doctors.
We don't even know if he's a doctor.
Well, true.
He's British.
True.
The only British dude we know on the show is Ren.
I know. But yeah, I mean, this season is crazy, just how dark it is, how, like, the heart-wrenching emotions and everything, so I don't know, I'm looking forward to the next few episodes and figuring out, like, Archer, whoever his name is, whole history.
It was Archer Dunhill.
Yeah.
Archer Dunhill.
What a weird name.
Right?
Again, it seems too obvious that he's AD, but I don't know.
I also found, like, the scene between Spencer and that guy in the elevator.
Oh.
I was like, okay, I flashed back to the season finale of season 6, I think, with Charlotte, and we were yelling at the TV and we were saying, this is adult, like, this is so adults. Because, like,
yeah. I was like,
my God.
And I was like, well, now, Spencer, get your groove on, girl. Like, damn.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like she was trying to kind of get him back because of what happened between him and Hannah.
I feel like she was just kind of what would you do after all of that? You know what I mean? Like, that was just, like, the worst day ever in my mind. I would be probably doing some messed up stuff, too, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, and
plus she drank a lot.
That's true. That is very true. And also the Hannah scene, we were all laughing when she was talking about the Keebler elves.
Oh my god, yes, that was hilarious. I was dying.
What are those people that live in the trees?
She's like, I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
That was really funny.
She's definitely the funniest character.
Because you know, it reminded me of the guys with the ears. The little things, you know? Like, I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a crazy episode, but I think it's going to get even crazier.
Me too, and I can't wait. So, as always, we encourage you guys to follow along with us as we continue to watch this final season of Pretty Little Liars. And, as always, we'll be back next week with next week's review of the new episode.
This week's Song of the Week is Killing with Kindness by Selena Gomez. The song came out June 6th and has such a powerful message to it. The song expresses what a scary place the world is and urges all weapons to be put down and basically love on others with kindness. So what did you guys think of this week's pick?
So I really enjoyed this song. I actually don't really find myself liking Selena Gomez songs that often. I find them really repetitive, and this one, this one kind of is, but I really love the message of it because I feel like it's very relevant today with everything going on in the world to spread more kindness rather than hate. So, I especially love the message of the song, and it is catchy. It's an upbeat song that also has a good message. So I think it's great, and everyone should listen to it.
And for me, I tend to agree with Emily. Yeah, it was real. I really like the song, especially like now in this, time that we're in with all these, just terrible attacks that seem to be happening all around us and everywhere. But again, I don't usually find myself liking Selena Gomez songs as well. I usually tend to lean towards more like just the different people, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, just, completely, different types. But yeah, I really did like this music and this song, and again, the message is something that really needs to be spread more often, and it's something that I always that we say like in my industry that I work in, because it's like, we can't say anything back to a customer, even if the customer's in a bad mood, so you just kind of have to kill them with kindness,
So I'm a huge fan of this song. I'm a big fan of Selena herself. Her music, I find, is repetitive, but they often do have good meanings, powerful words to it. The video I really liked. It was black and white, and it was mostly her just looking at herself in a mirror and just like different poses of her face, I guess. But then when the choruses would start, or like something like there was one where weapons and then bullets dropped on the floor. I thought that was really cool. Maybe it wasn't that part, but there's a part where bullets drop on the floor, and I thought that was cool because like the music video is showing like it does have part of the song lyrics to it, because I know there's some videos that don't even make sense to the actual song. So it was good to see that like she did have something rather than just her face. But yeah, I'm a fan, and I think you guys should all listen to it as well. So if you guys are interested in this week's pick, we'll link it all down below for you to enjoy.
Okay guys, that's our show. We hope you enjoyed this installment of Through the Screen. If you did, be sure to like down below and also subscribe to the channel. We also appreciate any feedback you may have. We post new videos every week, and we'd love for you all to join us and tell your friends. Next week, we will be discussing a brand new topic, so you won't want to miss it. Until then, thanks for watching, stay informed, and we'll see you next time. Bye!